episode 231 of the Wildcats podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Peng. I'm joined with HurricaneKaz, Twastell, and Steve's, he's, I don't know where he's at, but he was in Brazil.
He might be back in Canada, who knows?
Well, he got air tags this time, so the man's learning every year, you know, knows not to walk around with his phone out, because I don't think he got his phone stolen this time around. And
eventually he will be impervious to all all damage.
So, so that is a thing. But and as you can see, my head of hair is intact.
I know. I was watching the bracket. I was come on, Steve.
I don't know. I'd consider not losing his phone as winning LAIC. So
That's true. We have a bit of a different standard for Steve. Did we not tell you?
What's the standard?
Not losing his phone.
Not losing his phone.
Oh, that's
LAIC.
What. Oh, I will say. Well, we'll talk more. We'll talk more about LAIC in a little bit. But we don't have really too much events to cover.
Too much? We don't have anything.
We don't have any events since the last time we recorded.
We don't have
because,
anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Tristan, when we were talking just before we started recording, is right. Like, everything will start dropping tomorrow or Wednesday. So...
Yeah, because we got a little teaser video for the next season, and I feel like usually they drop that one day and then they don't do any news until the next, but I guess we'll have to see.
They like to make us sweat.
Yes, that is true. My apologies for the late episode. Actually, at the time of recording, the last episode is still not up yet. I actually didn't become my co-host, but my Final Cut Pro, I don't know, it just stopped updating, so I had to go to the store today. That's why I was a little late today. I just came back from the store to get another version. I've been using this Final Cut Pro version for I think almost a decade.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, legitimately almost 10 years. It's crazy because I was still in Atlanta at my old job when I got it. So it finally crapped out on me, and that's actually why I haven't posted any YouTube videos either for the same reason. But it is good, so I will install it after this episode and the last episode. I mean, by the time you hear this episode, the last episode would have been out anyway. So, but if you're wondering why there's a delay,
so if you're listening, nothing ever happened.
Well, if you're listening, when I dropped last week's episode, it actually is perfect timing because I feel like that's when there's events coming up because there aren't really any events after that. So,
it's true.
But yeah, so just a little small update on that. We need to see what happens next season so we can figure out this Mariah Carey bet because Anacor might be gone, but Maroon 13's still around. You know? So
for cameos, strategic cameos.
Yeah. So we gotta go into some of that. Okay, well, I guess if that's pretty much all that's going on, let's get into the championship series because I mean there's not really too much else to discuss. All right, so let's talk about the actual results here. I will say Marto Galde's foresight has finally caught up to him on a couple fronts, besides the fact that Steve didn't actually win LAIC. But
He told Nighttime Clasher he would go 3-2.
Oh, and he took it personally, all right. and they actually faced in the win. I will say, though, out of all of our predictions, I think I was the closest, right? Because I said Marto Galde would win it. I think Tristan said Hard Jeff.
I guess you said it first.
I
offered to swap with Tristan. He didn't want to swap.
I wasn't counting on Adib to beat Hard Jeff 3 times.
Dude, Adib is a sleeper. Let's just say that. I hate playing against him.
No, so
he makes the most bonehead decisions sometimes, like swapping in a Tinkaton into a Talonflame, right? When he has switch advantage because he just didn't read the team sheet and didn't realize it was a flame charge. But also that's just maybe not the best play in general. But then he'll play super well against me. I'm like, dude, why can't you make these decisions when you play against me? Like, what's happening?
Because
he also sent himself to the losers bracket because he won 2-0 over Basti. And then Basti's the player, not the Pokemon, obviously, because it's not eligible, just for clarification's sake. And then he misregistered his Pokemon, and then he lost the game, and then lost the third game, and then went straight to lose. I was like, why couldn't you misregister stuff when it's 1-1 against me, huh? Like, what's going on?
because there's
Anyway.
no stakes. So what is it? Who cares?
But yeah, he beat Rajev twice in the tournament, and then a little later that day he beat him in GBL too.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, I think like I will say this is a pretty good meta, and obviously I don't think we saw the battle, so I don't know what happened there, but Harjeff definitely is still one of the best players.
But yeah, I mean,
But
I went Harjeff because I feel like
Adib's just one of those dark horse picks that you have to always watch out for.
I feel like Harjeff is like good at like neutral matchups, like that's one of his strong suits. So I figured that like this meta would be a good spot for him.
Honestly, if Adib's misregistration might have cost Harjeff day 2 because if he won on the winner side, he wouldn't play Harjeff twice.
Yeah.
And then Harjeff maybe could have beat, whoever else. Maybe it was like Bassi or whoever else that he would have faced. But yeah, it's okay. It's what it is. It's just it's just wild to me that how many years are we into the championship series? How many years has Adib played for him to still Look, I will say I have never misregistered anything, right? So like I'm gonna be like, hey, look, I can't be the one to judge. No, I could be the one to judge.
But
because I just don't get it.
I didn't see this matchup, so when you say misregistered, do you mean like he picked the wrong Pokemon?
No, he put the wrong HP. Like he won 2 games, and then they team checked him, and they're like, "Oh, your HP's wrong. You lose this game." And they played the 3rd game. They didn't rematch it. They played the 3rd game, and Bassi beats him in the 3rd game. So
yeah.
I was in a group chat. Even Dijon's like, "Bro, come on now." I was like, "You're the last person that can say anything because you misregistered 2 different things in the same tournaments. Like it's actually absurd. Like what? Like I could be the one to judge though."
Because Caleb has never done anything.
Okay.
Wrong.
No. I will say, like in full transfer, I mentioned this in past episodes too. I did misregister something wrong in my first ever tournament. It was San Diego. I put best buddy on my Bastion because the question in Arcane9 is it a best buddy Pokemon? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it has the ribbon. Right? Like, in my mind, like, obviously it makes more sense now.
Is it your current best buddy?
Yes, because that does make a difference in matchups. But the way I thought about it is they're also asking for the nickname of the Pokemon. That clearly doesn't impact the game at all. Mm-hmm. It's not even visible. So I was just thinking like, well, I don't want to get in trouble and say it's not best buddy, even though it's like a cosmetically it is, and you can see it, right? And I get penalized for it. So they didn't say like, is it your active best buddy? Mm-hmm. And it still doesn't. I actually really wish Arcanine does add that adjustment, and I actually don't know the owners of it, but maybe I'll provide that feedback.
I'm a lot more diligent on Arcane9 than I am when I'm filling out like a handwritten team sheet for locals because I'll make mistakes all the time when writing things by hand.
I've done that as well, and actually, like, notoriously, Drayflames is usually the one that catches the mistakes like on the team sheet, like right before battle. He's like, "Wait, is this?" Because there was one tournament where I was running a Flash Cannon Registeel and an Air/Manibus before Air/Manibus was relevant, and he was like confused on like both fronts. So ever since that, he's been like reading my team sheet double carefully, and it actually turns out I did misregister a few of those. But that's yes, I have misregistered on the local scene, but admittedly, those were just like filling out those team sheets like on the car right there. So I don't take it as diligently, but yes, you should do that as well too for your local scene. But anyway, all right, let's talk about LAIC because I didn't get to watch all of it. I watched a good portion of day 1. I didn't watch really any of day 2, and then I watched all of day 3.
All of day 3.
all 2 sets.
3. The 4.
Was it 4?
I can reset too.
Oh, wait, did they have? Did they have the? Maybe I only saw the grand finals then.
Yeah. You're roasting me when you didn't even watch all of day 3.
I thought because I tuned in at like 9. I thought they were just getting started, but I guess there was a whole set that I missed.
No, it started at it was like 5:30 Pacific, so it would have been 8:30 your time.
She played herself when she's trying to roast me.
I had my coffee. I was having my coffee, so I just. That time doesn't exist before coffee.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, so for internationals, they've always done like top 3 for the final days. So unlike Worlds. But yeah, what a crazy performance. Okay, I will say too, I have a lot of respect for Marto. I think he's like one of the best players in the world, but He was definitely a little off his game on
Yeah,
Sunday. I'm
I
not
was
sure
I was like, I don't
exactly.
know, did he like not sleep well or something? Because I was like, I've never.
Well, he notoriously doesn't sleep well. I don't know about for this weekend, but I remember last year when he won it all too. Like going to day 2 on the winner side, he's like, "Bro, he's like, I slept like 2 hours last night." I was like, "What?" I was like, "How you
I
playing like this on
feel
2
that,
hours?"
but I don't play
Yeah,
as well as
yeah.
Marto, so it's a little different.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, like this is no shade on Marto. Getting third at LAC again is no easy feat, but like I just felt like there were a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes
Yeah,
against Nighttime Clash and
yeah,
Patamon.
I've
The one game he won against Patamon was crazy though. I literally like in my Best Five Deep Dive series, I literally was like, I don't even know how he won that. He was so far behind.
yeah,
Um,
I've never seen him like misplay that much ever.
yeah,
Like,
he had a few. You know what it is too, right? And I get it, right? This is like no matter how mentally like resilient you are and stuff. Like sometimes when you make those mistakes, you get in your
oh,
own
for
head a
sure.
bit, and you could tell like he was like frustrated, like he knew, right? Like and no one knows better than him, right? Like if he made a misplay, so I don't think he needs us to tell him that. Like he's well aware,
For
right?
sure, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and you know, there were probably like honestly, I think Patamon made like the least amount of misplays in my mind. But Nighttime Clasher just made some really good team reads, and I mean, he didn't make a lot of mistakes either. I think he made like 0 mistakes in Marto. I don't think Patamon made any mistakes against Marto either, but I think Nighttime Clasher there didn't need to be a bracket reset if he shielded a Shadow Punch, but he let it go for some reason. I was like, wait, what? Like, I mean, Patamon just has to make a crazy catch
I
for
will
for
say,
you to
like,
lose this now. But
Pato didn't make many mistakes. I think at least in gameplay wise. But I decided to tune into Home Slice Henry's like watch party for the grand finals because like I'd heard other people were watching it and were enjoying that. And Henry was pointing out, which I agree with, that Henry and a lot of people felt like Potamon had a pretty big team comp advantage, and that Nighttime Clasher's main way to win is if he was able to basically RPS him. And besides,
I actually felt the other way around.
and
Because so the Dust Snore is stupid safe into Nighttime Clasher's team outside of the Oranguru, right? But I think unfortunately, Nighttime Clasher's Oranguru was stupid safe into Patamon. Like there's no real
but
checks,
that's
right?
part of
So
the
like
RPS right there. But the thing is, like, let me finish.
yeah.
Pato also
Okay,
had
okay.
like the Gyarados and the Togekiss were like both pretty safe neutral picks, and I don't remember the rest of the comps now. But like the thing is that Pato had multiple Pokemon that were pretty strong neutrally, and if he just plays neutrally, he has a good chance of winning. But the thing is, he played bad comps and he got RPS'd. Like he multiple times ran like the Dusknoir lead, which he got countered by a Ranguru lead. Then he safe swapped Medi, which got countered by the Metang. And then he had like a Turtonator in the back that got RPS by a Gyarados. Like he was running lines that was getting himself RPS'd. And if he just stuck to his more neutral picks, like the double flyers were both very good. Because like Togekiss isn't even that bad into Metang up shields. Because the Fury Cutter's doing nothing. Like
I mean, obviously this is like different opinions, but I don't personally agree with that so much because like I don't think he's playing RPS when his Dusknoir has 5 positive matchups, right? Or like 5 solid matchups or neutral matchups. Like it's just that unluckily he let the Dusknoir into a Ranguru 3 times.
But I'm talking about no, but it's the whole line.
But I mean like I think he was I don't know, like Nighttime Clasher has an answer to everything. Like when he had the Togekiss, he would bring in the Dugong, right? Or the Metang's not bad into it. The Ranguru can beat the Togekiss. Like that's not a great matchup for Togekiss, especially if he shields and just trailblazes and then confusion is down. Like I actually, especially having played like this cup, like I don't know. Like in my mind, I don't think Patamon had an advantage. Like the Metang was like such a hard answer to the Metachamp. Like you could always say like he should have saved off something else, but Nighttime Clasher had an answer for everything, right? Like he just built good line. Like if he led like Dusknoir and Nighttime Clasher had a Ranguru, Nighttime Clasher always had 2 answers to both things in the back. Like I don't know. I mean, at least the way I look at it, I was like, I don't know how Patamon plays out of this unless he just doesn't bring the Dusknoir and lead into a hard losing matchup.
No, but I think
right?
it's the back line. Like he was running like Metacham Turtonator, and if he like does like a Dusknoir lead with double flyer in the back, there's a lot more flexibility to play out of that.
The problem though there is that if you do you lose to Rangru on like ABA fronts, right? If you lead Dusknoir with a Gyarados in the lead, you can't safe swap the Gyarados. So then if you safe swap the Togekiss, you lose your only like decent Oranguru answer, right? I think the problem is you didn't have great
Gyarados
Oranguru
is
answers.
pretty decent into Oranguru. Like that's not.
You grab shields, but you can't win it if they shield,
Especially
right?
if you're down
And
energy. Like if you're
yeah, you're coming in behind too, right? He just stays in because he has other answers to the Dusknoir. Or Podmon just chips. I don't know. I think double flyer with Dusknoir in the lead is really weak to Oranguru, and like I don't remember if he actually played that specific line or not, but if he didn't, I completely get it. Metacham's way safer into Oranguru, right? It just sucks that you get it into the Metang, but like those are your best ways of dealing with Oranguru, right? You have to run like Metacham and Turtonator, or Metacham and like I don't know. Metacham and Togekiss is kind of weird. I mean, he did that sometimes, right? But it's just like if you lead into like Dugong, you kind of just have to stay in with Dusknoir, which is not the cleanest matchup if they shielded Dynamic Punch. I don't know. I actually think the comp advantage was more on Nighttime Clasher side, but Padawan played really well too. I mean, that was like a really good, great grand finals, and like honestly, that almost went to a game 10 if Nighttime Clasher just went for the catch instead of throwing the move, right? It was a good calculation.
Yeah, I mean, Nighttime. If you heard the interview, Nighttime even said that he was just trying to RP as Pato because he felt like the comp was pretty awful.
I mean, maybe. I mean, again, like he did catch like some really good leads, so maybe it seemed more in his favor than not.
Yeah.
But honestly, I actually, I don't know. I think Potamon played really well, but I think being that weak to Rankuru like put him at a massive disadvantage. Like it was just so safe.
I kind of get what you're saying, Tristan. But I think that I don't agree that he sort of had a bad comp overall. I just think the biggest mistake was consistently leading Dusknoir. Like he did that almost 75% of the time, out of their battles.
I respect it though, because you're just like, well, he like locked in the same exact team back to back in the first two games and just went down 0-2. But like, and then he led Dusknoir again, because it's just, I get it, especially at that level. If your opponent's like you leading the same Pokemon 3 times in a row, it's so less likely that your opponent will lead the same Pokemon 3 times in a row. It's crazy that not time you led it twice in a row, right? But like sometimes you just have to do that. But then you
put yourself at that disadvantage on purpose. Well,
it's not a disadvantage because I don't think that most people would lead. There's like I've done that actually in the grand finals before. I led Bastion on 3 games straight, and I caught like maybe at least 1 or 2 good leads with it, because there's just no way they bring a Bastion hard counter every single game.
But then one's crazy. If you do that, the 3rd time in the row is usually when it works, right? But the first 2 times, that's what I mean. You're putting yourself down 2 matches.
Do you? Well, but I don't know
if his safest Pokemon, like it doesn't make sense to me. And this is where I say I get what Tristan is saying. It doesn't make sense to me that you lead that consistently. I would almost argue that having it in the back would be the safer play, but
well, you have to fight for more alignment. Well, because think about it this way from Podmon's standpoint, right? And I think it's a great like counter from Nighttime to lead the Rankuru. You have 5 Pokemon that you either beat or have neutral play with a Dusknoir. You just need to avoid the Oranguru. So there's a 5 out of 1 chance you catch something you want in the lead instead of the Oranguru. It's just that Nighttime Clash like made a crazy call like for 2 games straight, right?
It's not honestly, that hard to call the first game makes sense meta, though, because like Oranguru is on every team in day 2.
No. It's not about. There's going to be a Oranguru on Nighttime Clash's team, and I think Panama knew that. It's just he was hoping it was in the lead. As long as not in the lead, he has a lot of play, right? But unfortunately, it was in the lead, right? Is what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know. In my mind, I think it was actually pretty clever that Padawan led it so many times. And like when I saw him lead it in the 3rd game in a row after getting hard countered 2 games straight, I don't think
it's just about leading the Dusknoir though. It's more about like the whole line, and I just don't think the Turtonator Metacham line was it. Like again,
no, I get you, but like he can't run anything else and safe swap anything besides the Metacham or Turtonator and not also lose to the Oranguru still, because it's not like Nighttime Clasher loses 5 matchups to a Dusknoir. Like outside of the Metacham and the Metang, all the other 3 Pokemon all have Plague into it, so he doesn't necessarily need the Ranguru for the Dusknoir, right? If he's confident he can maintain switch advantage and come out with a boosted Ranguru. Because like, okay, so let's play it this way, right? Let's say if he leads Dusknoir, right? What can you pair with in the back that can ensure that Nighttime Clash can't just maintain switch advantage by staying in with a Ranguru, maybe going.
But if he stays in a Ranguru, then your Dusknoir's free in the back, and you're maybe up a shield.
Yeah, but Dusknoir into like Turtonator is not that great, right? Like it's not that amazing into like Dugong either. And then you're going to get a shield back if you're Nighttime Clasher if they come in something else into the Oranguru because you're boosted, or instead of being boosted, he could just pivot out the Oranguru down a shield as well, right? And then you're still like screwed because you can't astonish down the Oranguru at like half health. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like it is what it is, right? They played it out a specific way, but like I think, like I give Padma a lot of credit on like how he played out the matchups and how he built his lines because like I don't know. I think that he was in a tough position every time he caught like a bad lead with the Dusknoir. And I agree with you. He just went like a little bit more flexible by dropping the Dusknoir in the second series, the bracket reset. But ironically, Nighttime Quasher also dropped the Ranguru. Like Nighttime Quasher was just like a step ahead of him. And it was crazy reads by him. But
I mean, I do agree with you that leading the Dusknoir, like even again in game 3, like that's the right call because like Nighttime Clasher sitting there has got to be thinking he can't possibly lead it again. Exactly.
That's how he forced the bracket reset. He reverse swept Nighttime, which is crazy because Nighttime was playing out of his mind. And
I do,
and he almost like brought it to a game 10.
I don't remember exactly what happened. I think he misplayed slightly in that game 4 of the reset, though.
That was I think that was the one where he let the Shadow Punch go.
No. I was like, I'm saying I think Pato misplayed. That was the game
Pato,
where he led Dusknoir into Metacham, Metang, Dugong line, and he managed to lose. I think Nighttime played that game. Nighttime played that game incredibly. Like to even have a possible win con for Nighttime was insane there. But I think Pato had, again, they weren't massive misplays, but just a few little things here and there that like led up that game.
It's just Pato didn't realize that he was ABA weak to Dusknoir, right? Like if he made that, like he probably just assumed it's a Ranguru back because like otherwise like that's such a crazy line from Nighttime, but it worked, right? Because he was triple weak to the Dusknoir. I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. And he just like stayed into the Dugong, and I mean obviously like Padman doesn't know, right? But like that's just sometimes when you're ABA weak like that, like you just gotta like try to confuse your opponents and make them think that it's not like it's something a hard answer in the back, right? Because Dugong's not an answer to Dustin or like not an even answer, especially down at energy, right? So I don't know. Anyway, it was a great series though. All things considered. And I didn't really watch any of really day 2, but some pretty good performances across the board. I mean, rounding out the top 8, we have Accent at 4th, which he's on a roll too.
Yeah, so,
didn't he get 4th?
I think it was 5th. I thought Pocket was 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, he got 5th.
Also crazy
Pocket got 4th,
that all of our IC champions from last season finished 2nd through 4th at LAIC.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. Yo, NA took two invites from Latam. Wait, and then Pato took one from. He's ready. He's ready auto qualified, but he takes another invite. Yeah.
With his 4th championship, like day 3 in a row, is also actually insane.
Yeah, Pato's run like in the past like calendar year has been absolutely wild. First at EUIC, 3rd at NAIC, 2nd at Worlds, 2nd at LAIC. Like that is actually like historically absolutely insane. Despite him not like necessarily winning all of them, but that's crazy. Yeah, and he forced a bracket reset in he went to a bracket reset in every single time he was in the grand finals, right? I mean, sometimes that's not ideal when he's on the winner's side.
So he's already starting to practice for the EUIC meta, I'm betting.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, he don't need the regionals. Pocket, Sceptile Ice, JW Naldo, and Zardy rounding out the top 8, 5th through 8th, which is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, there's some pretty good performances. Hungry Wolfpack honestly came out of nowhere. I was like, wait, is this the same guy that I was like, because I was confused because his username's changed a little bit, but he's like improved a lot.
Yeah, is it
in
the
past,
same?
I don't know.
Wolfpack?
It's not. There's a Wolfpack in Europe, but this is the Wolfpack in NA. So he he definitely played a little bit last season. I don't know about the season before that, but then I talked to him a little bit, and I scrimmed against him a little bit going into Pittsburgh, or maybe chatted with him a little bit going to Pittsburgh, and then did he make day 2 in Vegas, or he was close to it? I think it was close to it. He didn't make day 2 in Vegas.
I think he did.
But then like making top cut on winner's side, I think on LAIC is crazy, and he still finished in the top 16. Trying to see if anyone else really stands out. El Chase back. Come on, but he's back. DHC United is kind of crazy. So he, I think, almost made day 2 at Vegas in his first ever tournament, and then he makes top 32 at LAIC in his second ever tournament in a completely different meta too. That's kind of wild. When I was watching him in Vegas, I legit was searching him up on Dracovis. I was like, who is this guy? There's literally no profile on Dracovis. Like before Vegas, I was so confused. I was like, did this guy get a name change? I'm so, like, maybe I'm looking up the wrong thing. No, legit, his first ever tournament was Vegas, and he almost made day 2 on that on Vegas, just shy of it, and then made it. But outside that, just a lot of our usuals.
There was a lot of
there
players that got like high placements though.
Well, let's top 32. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. DHC is an NA player, I think, but just has a different flag on here. I actually don't know what flag that is. Do you guys know? Is it Vietnam?
I'm not
no,
sure,
it's not Vietnam.
To be honest.
Let me. Yeah, I'm just. Like, I appreciate Djokovic dropping these, but like, if you're not very familiar with flags, it's not. It's if you're poorly educated like me. I actually don't know.
Yeah, so there's 9 NA players in top 32.
Oh, Hong Kong. It's a Hong Kong.
And if you count him, he'd be 10.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure he's based in NA.
Right. So it's either 9 or 10, depending how you count him. Out of top 32 NA players.
Yeah. I mean, like I would count him as 10 because he's a player in the NA region, right? Otherwise, it's like counting Ashton Nash as like NA, even though he's in Latin right now region. So like we wouldn't count him as that. So, but yeah, I mean, really crazy performance. That's an interesting observation though, that the previous IC winners were all in the top 4. That's kind of insane, actually. That's pretty insane.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though, right? Like it's a pretty like skill based meta, so it makes sense that like, some of the top players are going to rise to the top.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's true. It was good. I mean, there's a lot. I'm curious about the discourse here on what you all think. There's a lot of people that think that, well, I think it was a good meta. But there's actually some people that don't think it's a good meta.
What's the argument for it not being one?
I think Z's Wireless wrote a long post about this, actually. And let me see what he said. Because a lot of people did agree with him. And again, this is like, what's good and what's not good is not really necessarily like, I don't know. It is still subjective, but I think objectively, the way I see it is that a good meta is one that's flexible. And even if you get like hard countered in the lead, like you still have a lot of neutral play, right? Or maybe even hard countered throughout it. He said, I think we're looking at a failed experiment. While the meta is balancing masterpiece, stream events also need to work as television. You don't just get there with 12 viable Pokemon. Okay, so I don't think so. I guess and I don't disagree with this, right? I don't think he's saying it's a bad meta. I think it is a good meta, and he agrees with it. But he's saying like, is it entertaining?
Yeah,
that's a whole different story, right? And that goes back to the last episode where I was like talking about the OGL meta and Vegas and stuff, and how like I sympathize with like Tauntaun, Patus, and Potamon and stuff, where they're saying like, man, this meta's trash, and everyone's like, what do you mean? Like you could run anything, you could run like Mightyena and Thievul and stuff, and still make like day 2, whatever. And I was like, yeah, you're not wrong, but it doesn't make the meta fun because there's just crazy core breakers you can never account for, and you might just get completely core broken by someone that might not be at your skill level, and you play perfectly and you still can't win, right? Because you just can't account for everything. Again, like Beelzebub is a great example, right? Like I don't think. Well, he finished like 4-2, didn't even make day 2 at Vegas. Like that's a huge shocker to me. And the people he lost to were not like big names, right? But I don't know what happened in those matches. Maybe he misplayed. Maybe they played really well. Maybe they just had crazy core breaks he couldn't account for. But I did say like having a wide meta is super entertaining. It's great for the casters, it's great for the viewers, it's great for the audience, but it's awful for the players because you just can't cover every hole you have, and there's situations where you just can't outplay your opponents, even if you play as well as you can. And again, I will always say this: the most frustrating thing about this game is PvP is that you could play a game perfectly and you can't.
Yeah.
You can sometimes not win, and that's just like absurd to me, right? And any esport or sport in general. But I mean, it's just how it is.
But
And
I also think that's why they're probably not continuing with this meta at the next IC. Like
Whoa, spoilers.
I think there was a lot of speculation that this might be like the limited meta for the foreseeable future, but the fact that they've already announced a new one,
yeah. Well, I'm glad they announced it, and also like no one had any actual what do you call it, evidence to support that they would keep
but
the
it was
same
just
meta,
it
right?
was just
Like
a
that was
guessing
just
game, right? And I think that that's why they're already again announcing that this is not going to be the continued special meta, because if you do have this meta on repeat, even with attack updates, like I do think that would get boring very, very quickly from like an audience perspective, right?
Sure, yeah.
So the fact that they're doing limited metas, good. The fact that they're sort of showing us that they're going to consistently change what limited metas they use, I think also good.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with all that. Well, so what do you all think about Z's Wildest Post? I guess he's not saying anything incorrect, where he's coming
from. I don't entirely agree, if I'm being honest. Again, I didn't watch a ton of this stream. I saw bits and pieces each day, but not a ton of battles. But like, I'll be honest, I found the stream and the battles to be extremely entertaining because there were so many battles that I did not know who was going to win until the last second or until the end of battle screen came up. And like that's not something that can always be said in like other metas, because a lot of times you can see like partway through the battle, you're like, well, this person has this in the back and this person has this in the back, so like depending how this bit right here plays out, that decides the game, right? And a lot of times you know who's going to win with like a minute left in the game or something. But I found these battles, because there was so much neutral play, that again, I found them very exciting because I legitimately did not know who was going to win, because they just came down to like a super fine margin, and they were just very exciting finishes. So
yeah, I wouldn't say that this is a failed experiment. I mean, this is the beginning of the experiment, right? We're still very early on in the scientific. Yeah, we're very early in the scientific process right here. I think that this taught them a lot, and that we're going to see sort of a continued evaluation of the feedback that they get. And I think that again already they're like, well, yeah, we're not going to do this all over again. We're going to give you like something new to talk about. And the whole point of limited metas also, you're never going to have a super wide field of Pokemon like you do in the open Great League,
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I think that the LAIC meta is one of the narrower limited metas we've seen. But again, I don't think that's entirely a bad thing either, because like I think there's been like limited metas from grassroots, like Wasteland and Battle Frontier, or like Ember Cup and Sylph, which also were a little bit divisive, but I felt like those two metas were also very good and also very narrow, and it sort of just comes down to what people like. And again, a lot of the complaints about those two and the LAIC meta is that the metas were fairly narrow, right? A lot of the same Pokemon, a lot of mirror matchups and overlap. But again, they ended up being very neutral, highly technical, very like energy and shield management oriented, which I think makes good like skillful metas. But again, the other thing too is like that I've sort of noticed is like I don't think there's any meta that is going to make everybody happy. And some people prefer the like more neutral metas where other people prefer metas with variety. And like at the end of the day, like every meta is going to be testing players in different ways. And as long as we don't go back to like some Lantern Noctowl Trevenant like terrible RPS like meta, like they're all just going to be like different tests of skill. And I think that's sort of what came in like some of the like replies of Z's Wireless's thread too, is like people were talking about like, you know, different forms of skill expression and how like, you know, for a meta like the Open Great League meta, like team building is a big part of skill expression. Versus like, I mean, I think team building still played a big role in this meta. Like there were still differences and nuances. Like our Championship Sunday 3 teams still had 10 unique Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like that's not the broadest, but based on like the day 2 usage, like that's more variety in the top 3 than I expected to have 10 uniques. And like
I will say too, right? I think the current OGL meta really rewards really good team building and meta reads
Yes.
for the specific regional at hand. Which again, I can see why, because I think ZY's thread he was talking about team building is a crucial part of the game as well, and you don't have team build as creatively in like an LAIC meta, right? But in OGL, like I feel like it's always been a little bit like this to a degree, but I feel like this season has been like heightened to like a level that we haven't seen before, where like if you make the right team read for a specific regional, it can be
100%.
huge, right? Like Pittsburgh, like Bastion was such a good team read, right? I don't think Milwaukee was great. I think just maybe the fear was good. I don't know. Like the Bastion didn't even look that good in Milwaukee for Meteor Folian. And then again, like I don't think it was amazing for Rockhaven.
No, I
either.
think
Maybe it's
Rockhaven's
just,
other
but
5
again, like
were
it's
a
just
pretty
like,
good read though.
yeah, it's just yeah. So I think like making those specific team reads
right. Yeah,
is
I mean,
way more
yeah, I
important
agree.
in
Like I'll say,
OGL
like
right now.
my NAIC run, I attribute a lot to making a very good team read because I felt like most of my matchups I had a comp advantage, and like I think it makes a big difference
and that
because like
makes
I'll admit I did not play the cleanest in a lot of my games, but I was still able to win a good chunk of them just because of kind of a good meta read and some good team lines and stuff. So like, but like they're all different skills, and I do like that different metas are better for different players. Because like there's some people who aren't as good at the team reads, but they're very technically strong, and something like the LAIC meta we just had will benefit them more. Versus again, something like our current OGL meta is going to benefit people that are good at team building, but also good at reading what the specific meta for that one weekend is going to be.
Yeah.
Dude, I kind of wish that Beelzebub went to LAIC instead of Vegas. Like, I really want to see him play in that neutral matchup. Whereas, like, he was, I don't know what his matchups look like in Vegas, right? But I was like, I don't know if this Melmetal is the right team read right now. But I think and it's also funny because him and Z's Wireless got top 2 in that like practice tournament in Adequan's host. I think it was like first LAIC, and neither of them were at LAIC. I was like, oh, dude, that was months ago. So obviously, like other players have like adjusted and maybe did have improved in the meta particularly. But I will say, like, I think I think that it would have been interesting to see them there. I will say too, I'm glad that they're just doing it just for LAIC and then doing a completely different meta for EUIC. What I'm wondering about you two, and then also anyone listening, feel free to comment down below on the YouTube comments or Podbean comments. Do you think they should do a unique international meta just for NAIC? Because the thing with NAIC is it's always like right after the June GBO update. And outside of PJCS, this is the only tournament that will be played in this meta prior to Worlds. Also, who knows, maybe Worlds is a limited meta too, right? Like, because right now it's just like looking like all the international ones are. Worlds is technically international like format, right? But I mean, my personal guess, and again, I don't have any information on this. My personal guess would be Worlds isn't, because it would be like, I don't know. It's just like Worlds is usually like a cap capstone on the entire season, and obviously
Yeah.
majority season people are playing OGL, right? So it would make sense. But I think a lot of people would probably prefer NAIC to not be a limited meta because you have no other way of practicing the future world's meta outside of NAIC or PJCS.
I kind of agree with you based on like just the logistics of the timeline, but I think it will be a limited meta. I think that it will be.
I think so too, for consistency
factor, and I also think that like there's gonna be no, but like I think there's gonna also be like players, like especially in NA, that see these limited metas and they're like, well, this is exciting that ICs have limited metas, and then if you give them OGL for NAIC, they might be kind of upset, you know? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's no way to please everyone, right? Because I think a lot of Worlds players would prefer that it's not. I don't know. Maybe some Worlds players would prefer that.
And I know I saw.
Meta. I don't know. Okay, so I guess out of curiosity for you two, if you were to decide, you have all the power to decide.
I have the power
for NAIC.
I mean, Kaz is making a limited
let's say
meta
it's
with
up
only
to you.
birds allowed. So.
Yeah, done.
Yo, this is it. I told you, Flying Cup was the best GPL meta. This is it.
What's the other BF Cup right now? Calamity, where all the birds are allowed and they're super good. Yeah, that one.
Okay. Well, we're not specifying what meta would be.
You gave her all the power.
I know. But if you can't specify, you can only decide if it would be limited or not.
Yeah, you said all the power. That's why I asked.
All the power in deciding if
you can't take it back now.
It could be a meta where all flying types are banned.
I'm specifying.
I'm not taking nothing
after they announced like EUIC having a meta, like I said, desynced post, like, man, like I want to try to go to all the ICs now that they're doing like limited metas at least. So like, there's people that are genuinely excited about that and seem to prefer that.
I do. I honestly like I said. Yeah. I get the sort of concern from a consistency, like logistics standpoint in preparation for Worlds, but at the same time, I do think it's kind of fun. Like the idea that you want to come to an IC where it's a bigger competition, it's more specialized, like then this is going to be the pattern. I actually think that that's pretty entertaining and interesting too.
Yeah. They need to rename the GPL meta though. Yeah, every season. Because I don't know how many times I got questions on like, what is the championship series meta, right? Like, what does that entail? Like, it just obviously doesn't describe anything. Like, I would be fine if they just named it the LAIC meta or the EUIC meta, right? Because people still be confused. But because like, what are you going to name it next time? The championship series meta, and it's completely different than the last one, right?
Confusing.
Like, it's like, so I think. I mean, that's a more of a Scopely thing, I think, but a nomenclature thing, I think, could go a long way, right? It's also confusing because they say it's a Championship Series Cup, and if you're not paying attention to what LAIC's meta is, which a lot of people that casually play probably aren't, they're probably thinking well, isn't that just Open Great League, right? Because like that's what they do in the Championship Series every time I've watched. Because you could start playing the Cup before LAIC starts, so you definitely won't know, right? If you're not there's nothing to even watch to inform you unless you're just like reading the website, which a lot of people aren't. I had to like screenshot the website and send it to a bunch of people because they're curious. Like, I was like, what's banned, what's not? I was like, I can't really say like a specific. I mean, obviously there's type.
And the EUIC one looks to be even slightly more complicated because it's not just specific Pokemon banned. There's also a specific whitelist of editions as well.
Let's take a look at that too.
Well, and I will say too, with like screenshotting the meta, is like they didn't even like have the blog post fully correct until like I think the day that the meta shifted.
I mean, let's not even talk about that. It's still
my biggest complaint.
So there's not a lot of things.
Kaz has her pitchforks.
I think.
Yep. I literally was in like all my servers going boo.
People with pitchforks in my freaking mentions and on Twitter as well, but that was because I tweeted something out a little snarky, but I don't really care. Anyway, so. I think and someone mentioned this too. I think the reason why they might have messed it up and they still haven't banned it is because they've never banned shadows in any GBL meta before. So this is the first time they're required to, and my guess is the devs are like, oh shoot, this is like a lot harder to do than we think, because if they could have done it, they would have, right? There's no way, right? So, well, good news is shadow Pokemon are not banned for the EUIC meta, so we don't got to worry about none of that. And then allowed types are Dark Dragon, Bug, and Normal. And then there's like a whitelist of allowed Pokemon, so these are just like Pokemon that are allowed on top of those, right? Is that what I'm implying? All right. Really random, but we got Tri-King right there. Seeking. I call it Tri-King. So use 3 TMs.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Was it Drill Run?
Peck.
Wait, what do you mean?
I think in this meta.
Oh, you want Peck?
I think in this meta, you're only going to run single legacy.
Really?
Peck? No, I think you're on Peck.
What is it like?
Which is super effective against Bug. Then Icy Wind, which is legacy, super effective against Dragon. And then Mega Horn for the dark types.
Yeah, I get it.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, they better have.
We call it the Quad King
because you're not going to get rid of your. I am fresh out of fish, and I'm not going to untriple legacy my Seeking. Okay.
Well, you got some months, so yeah. Anyway, so Politoed, Melodic, and Frostlass. I mean, I'm sure a lot of thought went into this.
Give me Goldeen wearing a Santa hat.
Is,
I mean, they.
Well, birds are banned because flyers are banned. So are fighting. So are steel, and banned legendary category. Well, obviously, yeah. So, those are obviously banned. The standard legendary stuff, and then banned Pokemon. We have Wigglytuff.
Thank goodness.
Chansey, which is actually a really good call because that would actually be really annoying, especially without fighters. Crustle, Diggersby, Rabombi, which I guess as a charm user, it could be okay. I think
the unique typing
Rabombi's kind of crazy.
Just gives it, I think it gives it too many
Bug
advanced
Fairy.
Moves. Yeah.
Well, it's a charmer too. So I mean, if there's nothing that resists charm.
Dark and Dragon allowed be some fire types, meta. But... so Dark is like Dunzo against Rabombi, and then so is Dragon. So it's like, and even Bugs, it only resists Bug. Yeah, right. Yeah. So it's like you can't have that thing running around.
You're taking neutral. You're taking. There are you would have to run like like Litleo or something,
and Ariados and stuff at least, but
yeah. But Araquanid is banned. Turtonator.
Morgrim.
Morgrim.
What is that thing
it's
called?
The middle one.
Impotent?
Yeah.
Oh, Morgrim. Okay, second stage.
It's
like
it's bulkier than Grimmsnarl, and it's like a.
More Petco's banned too, which is a little unfortunate because I kind of want to see that in action. But that could be really stupid to play into. So I kind of get it.
Allowed. It's just Morgrim that's banned.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Morgrim is bulkier and is like a level 50 build.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like strictly better and way less accessible. So that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know what the rankings look like. I haven't looked at it, even if they're up. But we have a lot of time, and honestly, whatever we predict right now might.
I don't think it's really available on PV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's not available on PV Poke yet because we gotta wait and see what the attack update does.
No, but I did make like a custom import. Let me try to grab that string and I can send it to you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
The addition of
see what's good, but
like Frostlass I get because I mean counters Bugs really nicely, counters Dragons really nicely, but does have a lot to worry about from those other two allowed typings. So it makes sense. The waters are a little surprising to me, like the 3 water types that they're allowing, but I guess because of their available attacks, they're just so flexible.
Well, I think they're flexible, and like if you look at a trend across like all 4, they all have some sort of like anti-dragon coverage.
It's true.
Because Melodic has the Dragon Tail. Yeah. Seeking has the Icy Wind, and Politoed has the Ice Beam.
Right.
I don't think Politoed is going to be that good. I think it's the worst of the 4 by far.
Yeah, it's just I just don't think you're doing as much with it as you can actually do with the others.
Did you guys I sent you guys the import string. If you copy that into custom rankings on PV Poke.
Oh my god.
Oh, I mean, I can, but this always takes like a million years for me to load whenever I do it. So, I mean, I'll try, but
copy all of this text.
I don't know. What?
Well, I
what
don't
do you
have
see?
the
Can you just take
rankings
a
Give us
up
the
right now.
TLDR,
Like,
Tristan.
oh, you don't have it up either? Yeah, because he's like, this thing takes a while to simulate. Okay, I'm generating, but we'll see. Oh, okay, it is up.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Is this right? So Kingdra's at the top, Shadow Dragonair, regular Dragonair, Shadow Kingdra. So just 2 Pokemon in the top 4. Miltank, Dragalge, Drampa. Drampa is kind of annoying because that thing's not very accessible. I mean, it's okay, but it's just like not a lot of people have good Drampa, right? Spidops. Oh shoot, because I did not play that event enough. Gudras at 9, Zweilous, Cricketune. I mean, there's no way
He
Zweilous
better.
doesn't run
Should
Zweilous.
be
He better.
illegal. Like I want to say
he's
it
got
should
it.
be
He's got it
illegal.
right. Yeah. The non-shadow is actually slightly better than shadow for whatever reason. This meta looks okay. It does look. This reminds me of some cup we've seen before. I just can't really put my finger on it. Is it like similar to? It looks a little bit like a weird like jungle cup that we've had before. It actually gives me a lot of
I
jungle
don't
cup vibes.
remember.
Obviously,
Yeah,
certain
I
things
see
are
what you're
banned.
saying.
So,
I just
but,
can't think of what it might be. But
yeah, I think it's just like all the
yeah, that
normal
makes
bug
sense.
types that it's like.
But yeah, I think I think that a lot of the meta is going to sort of hinge around a couple things. It seems obviously like we just saw how many dragons are at the top of the meta, but like I think there's some interesting like trade-offs between the dragons, because like Kingdra is, I mean, I guess there's technically Arctibex are the only dragons that aren't weak to ice, so they're gonna have more counterplay into like some of those like Frostlasses and Miltanks. But then you have like
Dude, the Swift outrage baits is going
but
to
then
be
like
super
you have
annoying to play
Dragalge
into
with
for
like the
Frost.
bug resistance is going to be like one of the better like Spidops counters, and like Golisopod counter too.
Why
but then
is Cricketune ranked higher
because
than
I think it has a flying move, right?
What moveset does
it's got Aerial Ace.
That's probably why. Yeah, it is. But if there's all these bugs,
though,
right?
Like, I mean, it is Fury Cutter though, but yeah, I guess if you beat the other bugs, I mean, but Spidops has Rock Tomb.
Yeah, I might have not changed that. I think that's a harder choice between Aerial Ace and Aqua Jet, but I could see Golisopod running Aerial Ace, and then it might be higher.
I also wonder if because Cricketune has a higher attack, it just always gets the Aerial Ace first anyway. I don't know though. It might. I mean, Cricketune seems like it have high attack, but I'm actually not fully sure. Yo, Munchlax is on here. I've seen.
Well, and then the interesting thing is then you have. And then you have like Zweilous' typing is interesting too, because funny enough, I think it's the best dragon type into Grimmsnarl, even though it's double weak to fairy. They might. It's the only fairy resistant in the whole meta. Here?
I guess so.
It's the only one.
How much fairy are there? Well, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So
I meant dragon.
Why do you need fairy resist if nothing's running fairy? Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, that's what. Okay, I get you. There's no type of steel, right? Yeah, I guess nothing else. Grimmsnarl is gonna be wild. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to play, but
yeah,
maybe like
it's kind of squishy for sure.
I need to see what the stat product looks like because I feel like, yeah, kind of squishy. I mean, let's just see how it ranks in OGL for. Oh, it's 280. I mean, that doesn't mean much because like I got cooked by Mariana, so
pretty good.
Okay, so it's actually, dude, this thing is more frail than a Swampert. It's got like a non-child Swampert. It's got like 10. I usually use Swampert as like a metric, but it's got like over 10 more attack, 10 over almost 20 less defense, and a little less stamina. That's pretty frail. I mean, what's another example here that we could compare it to? It's a little bulkier than a Banette's, but I mean that's not no one really knows Banette's. I don't know. This thing is
for sure
pretty frail though. I feel like, but
yeah, it's like like the dark typing makes Zweilous better into the Grimmsnarl, and then like Kaz is saying like there are dark poisons like Drapion.
Well, it learns low kick, What if we get a
True,
Loki
A
maybe.
buff
week.
in a few weeks?
1 week.
But like
A week,
Drapion is
Yeah.
eligible,
It
and like
also-
Dwalis
yeah,
would
but-
wall off the energy, assuming it runs the regular set.
Mm.
Dude, Grimstar could be really
Ugh.
annoying if they run Sucker Punch, Power Punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that would be stupid annoying
I mean,
because you just like ramp up and its attack rates are pretty
Drapion could
high. Sucker Punch.
also
I hate Sucker Punch's move.
Drapion could also
Like
go
it
with
is.
the
It
Sludge
is
Bomb,
way too
know?
strong. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Cool fish.
But like I think like
I don't know.
from
Either
what I've
way,
seen, I think the
we're
meta's
just-
gonna come down. I mean, obviously we don't know what the move changes are going to be, so it could throw a massive wrench in what it looks like right now.
Mhm.
But it seems like the meta's sort of going to center around like countering dragons, countering Spite Ops, and then probably countering Miltank.
Yeah.
Because Miltank with like rollout buy slam ice beam seems like pretty good and pretty neutral. So you're probably gonna need to have some sort of a Miltank answer.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we're speculating too much because I feel
Yeah.
like a lot could change literally in a week, and who knows how the meta develops. So, but it's interesting to look at briefly. But anyway, thank you for the custom rankings. Let's move on because I think we've talked enough about Championship Series stuff. I think there's only one other
Yeah,
tournament
this
remaining
weekend.
this calendar year, which is
Mhm.
Stuttgart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
shoot, that's
still
pretty
in
quick.
the current meta.
Super
It's the
quick.
last one before the change. But like I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see because like
Yeah.
Spite Ops is eligible. I don't know if it'll see much play or not, but it does have some core breaking potential. So maybe because like Spite Ops can
Okay.
beat like Mud
Yeah, we'll
Slap,
see.
Corsola, and Kradelli. So maybe I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
I really should play that event more. I didn't think it would be that good. But okay, let's talk about the T topic because we actually didn't cover this last time, and I think it's kind of interesting. But so apparently, if you buy a silver bottle cap and you don't redeem it within the
Yeah.
time allotted, it goes away
Yeah.
and you don't get it, even if
It's
you spend the
timed.
15
What-
bucks
what-
or however much.
That's
it
the
was.
definition of timed. Yeah, I know.
Well, tell that to Amanda Lumberger, all right, Kaz, because it's not me, right?
You know what's funny
It's not
is
me,
someone posted
but
the tweet in a like different server I'm in that's like not PvP focused at all, and they're like, don't be like this person, and I'm just
they
like,
roasted her.
I know her,
I know.
but it's just funny. It popped up in a totally like non PvP context.
Yeah, I saw it in her. So Amanda Lumberg, aka Lumberger, commentator for Pokemon and once in a while competitor, bought the silver bottle cap. Oh, frequent guest on the Battlecast podcast too, but bought the silver bottle cap from the wild area, and she said, "I didn't claim my wild area rewards. Did I just lose my silver bottle cap?" And she did. And I will say though, it was like
I don't
they
even
gave
think
us
it was
what,
a
2
day. I
days?
think it
A
was
day?
like the same night.
It wasn't long.
Yeah, I think you had to claim through
It was
your
like,
research,
'cause
but then
the-
you have a limited
Was
amount of
it?
time
Because-
to use it that is
right.
longer.
Crazy. Dude, Scopely, why are we doing this? Okay, I legitimately never understand why purchased research ever expires. Like, I know they want to get you to go out and play a game, but like,
Yeah.
what's the worst? Like, if you can't play it, you can't play it. You know, like you don't have time to. Like,
Right, so
this
I
is not
will
even like she
say,
didn't
like,
play it.
This wasn't
She just had to
actually
claim
research.
it.
It was
Like,
a
it's
Go
like-
Pass thing. But yeah, so the Go
It was
Pass
Go
was
Pass,
for
yeah,
the Wild
yeah,
Area
sure.
event, which was like
Same thing though.
Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, it started like earlier in the week, but the event was Saturday, Sunday of like Vegas weekend. I believe, if I remember correctly, you had to claim the rewards by like 11:59 p.m. on Sunday night, and the event ended at like 6. So you had only 6 hours after it ended to claim it, and like,
I mean, for what it's worth, she could have claimed it beforehand if she finished up to that research, which she probably did, right? So it's not like oh, once you complete it, you can't claim anything until the final hour, right? Like so fairness to Scopely on that, but I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
They didn't
like
give us as
usually
much
there's a
time,
couple,
especially
like, and
compared to the
even like
usual
the
Go passes. But
Go
again, like
Fest Go Pass, I think you had like at least 2 days, if not like a week or something. Like, I understand it having some sort of expiration time, but why does it have to be so short? Like, that's a little ridiculous in my opinion.
I don't think there should be any expiration time, or at the minimum, I think they should auto claim some of the rewards for you. Maybe like, because it's not like these Pokemon could run, so just let the Pokemon auto claim. Maybe not even give you candies or Stardust if you really want to be like that, but just throw them in your inventory, or like have like a catch encounter
I
like
think
tab where
if
you
the
can just
event,
catch the
because
stuff
like
that you
when
still
the
have
event
remaining, right? But
ends, whether you buy the special pass or you're just doing the basic one, the rewards are actually, like you're saying, they're still available to claim for a while. I don't understand why it's not automatic either.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
honestly, yeah,
right.
it's
like
either
because they have,
automatic or why
it's
it just even
I
expires.
imagine it
I don't
like
understand.
they
Like
do
for a
kind of the
paid
weekly
product,
adventure sync rewards or whatever, like that. There's a pop up. You can't, like, maybe it doesn't come up immediately when you open the game, but eventually you're gonna get a pop up that tells you about your adventure sync rewards for the week. Like, why can't that be the thing for these special, passes? That they want to do. That makes sure everybody, actually does the thing. Because sometimes there is so much stuff to click through on that
Yes.
menu during events.
I mean,
It's honestly annoying.
there's a claim all button.
Yes.
But I was gonna say, like,
the UI on that is a little bit weird
Yeah,
too,
it
yeah,
because you have
doesn't
to
let
keep
that's
you
going back
claim
annoying.
for
the
the
Right.
Pokemon encounter
encounters
though.
But yeah,
automatically,
I was
which is
gonna say,
really frustrating.
Yeah. Look, that's fine. Like that's still doable, but it just, in my mind, I think it's you shouldn't. I don't know, if you will
No.
purchase the product from you, there's no real reason, right? Like it might be like a dev thing they just need to
yeah,
implement, but like
Yeah.
there's no real reason that they can't give it to you. It's not like this is like, oh, like you bought fruit from the
your
market, it's going to
pineapple berries are
expire in
gonna
like a few days if you don't
expire.
eat it. Like it's
Someone
not like
breaks
that.
into
These are
your
like just
house and they're like, "These are mine now."
dude. I don't. I like. It's just. I don't even think this is like they need to do a quality of
Right,
life
I
update for
agree.
this kind of stuff. This should just
Yeah.
never have been a thing in general in my mind, right? Like I don't know if I said this for years, but I felt it for years. Like I don't know why any paid like things are not claimed, or also like even the. I mean, this is not paid, right? So I get maybe this expires, whatever. But like even the what do you call it? The badge
Huh? What's a
pass,
bad?
right? Or it's not like the
Oh,
is
yeah.
it called badge pass? It's the collection challenges. When you complete
Yeah.
it, if you don't go down and claim it before it's over, you don't get it. I was
Yeah.
like, you already completed. Just let them claim it, right? That also
I've
makes no
missed out
sense.
on
But
several of
again, that's a
those.
free thing, so like whatever. Maybe it's not. I mean, I stopped like trying to
Yeah.
100%, and
No,
I guarantee you probably
100%.
Yeah,
actually finished them. You just didn't
yeah.
go to claim
The
it because there's like a
timed
million
like
tabs on the game now,
thing
right?
has so many things in it now.
There's so
It's too many time things. It's look, I get like trying to get people more engaged, so having a lot of like FOMO elements is really important, or time stuff. But like I think it's a little bit out of
Right.
hand if it's if it's a purchased if it's actually a
Right.
purchase
But
thing and people just can't get their actual money's worth, right? And I guess like you can't actually like request a refund because it's
yeah,
probably
and
already
just
listed
to
that it
Mhm.
expires, but it's
just
just
to
it
backtrack,
just feels bad, like it doesn't
just
make
to
people feel
backtrack,
good.
like,
Like if you
I
claim
don't
it ahead of
know,
time, it is
like,
what it
your
is.
thing
But
about like auto
yeah, what
claiming the
were you saying?
Pokemon, I don't know if that would work or ever be a thing, but like, I feel like it should at least auto claim when you click like the claim all rewards button. I feel like anything that can get, which is basically everything besides the encounters, I feel like at least all of those items and whatever else should be auto claimed at the end of the period if you haven't claimed them yet. Like that
Yeah.
seems a simple enough thing. And that would cover the bottle cap plus like, some rare XLs and Pokeballs and whatever else is in there.
Yeah, there's just no reason
Yeah.
why once you pay for it, that it should just disappear, you know?
Yeah.
I just don't, yeah. There's just why do they want to punish you for actually participating in the system they create?
Exactly. But also, besides that, like for this event, that turnaround period was just way too short. Like only 6 hours is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, Amanda.
YouTube comments. I feel like there's not much more to say on this. I feel like we're kind of all in agreement.
No, don't
Amanda,
make
let us know what you
don't
would
make
have
her
used your
relive the
silver bottle
terrible
cap on.
memories.
Kaz, did you get it? Did you guys get the silver bottle cap?
That'd be funny.
No.
But
I didn't really have anything because I don't do
did,
Master
yeah.
League enough to really justify doing it something there, and I didn't have anything in particular for the Great League that I felt it would be super valuable for, so I just didn't want to spend the dollars.
That's fair.
I will buy that Keldeo though.
What do you call it?
Oh,
yeah, I spent
yeah.
mine
If your
on.
Turntous is
I
in
used mine
one-off,
on
that's
Turntous.
kind of a no-brainer. I feel like.
So it was, yeah. Shout out to Mel too, who reminded me because I completely forgot about it until I saw her post. I was like, wait, hold on, I think my Turntous is like that, and it was so.
Right.
And I already
my
spent so much like
I
power
think
ups on
would
it,
need
so
a
I'm like,
gold
I'm not
because
gonna
I think
make another
all
one
3
anyway,
IVs
right?
are terrible. I think mine's like 12,
Yeah.
11, 11 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's something like that special. I never have had any any luck with.
Which is so surely the shiny Keldeo will be the one.
All right.
Surely this time I will be rewarded.
All right, let's talk about YouTube comments here.
It's
did we
been
talk
no,
about
we haven't even done
the
YouTube
reactions to
comments
Anacor's
before
cover?
that.
Yeah. Because we didn't have time for them last week, so.
Okay, yeah. So I think when I said, is this the worst meta we've ever had? And then Tristan said, on the LAIC pre-show, Harjeff says he thinks the current OGL meta is one of the best we've ever had and is his favorite. Okay. I mean, different opinions. I mean, I think he's made some good meta reads, right, in all his tournaments. So it's like his team building skills is pretty top notch, right? And again, I think if you have good team building skills and also good meta reads, like both are really important. Particularly good meta reads, it's very rewarding. So I see how some people might think is good, right? Like I think if ZY said it's one of the best metas, I would agree. I would see where he's coming from too, because he's good at making meta reads and team building, right? But some people are not as good at that, or sometimes it's just really just like a crapshoot, even if you think you're good. Eight the Great says Maroon 8's Monka. Sorry. So what happened is I accidentally was resting not accidentally, but I was resting my foot on my computer and it pressed the power button. My whole computer shut down. Look, I feel like out of all the technical difficulties between the two of you, I feel like I deserve a little once in a while. Luckily, the recording was saved. I was a little I thought like
ours aren't our fault. It's the technology.
Yours was on the technical difficulty.
Mine was a physical.
Yours was a
difficulty.
manual difficulty.
It was a manual. Hey, don't be saying manual difficulty when some of you are bumping your wires out of your computers. You know, like that happens.
That ain't me.
I'm not saying you. This happens. Anyway, okay. So let's talk about the She Will Be Loved Maroon 13 episode, or not episode, but video clip, because I had a lot of comments. But Deborah says this made my day. I can't wait for the Christmas special. Dude, I can't wait. It's going to be a great holiday season. Ginger Ninja said, did Anacore lose another bet? And I was like, he sure did. And then Debbie asked for encore. Both Wildflower and the Goo Dolls are solid choices. Jen said, good for you, Anacore. And said also the kitty. And Bish Lozana said, not going to lie, this was low-key banger. Maybe Anacore should drop the ASMR dream and start doing covers. Dude, this guy just needs to do something, you know? Like, I feel like he has all these ideas, but I don't know if he has ADHD or what. Like, the mushroom coffee, the creatine is not enough. Like, he needs to just lock in and he's good, you know? Maybe he needs to lose more bets so he gets more accomplished, right? I feel like that's might be the thing.
You should just bet him for things that he already wants to do.
Yeah, like every week be like, hey, if you got less Stardust than me, you gotta make an ASMR video again, you know? Like, I feel like he just needs external motivation because he could definitely do it. It's just that, like, I don't know what he's doing in his free time, but
if he loses a bet, he has to upload the Johannesburg data for Steve.
Dude, there's no way that's not up yet. It's about to be the 1 year anniversary of that tournament. Alessio Pucci says, next cover Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas is You. Dude, honestly, that's the best Mariah Carey Christmas song, right? Is that the only one she has, or
I
think
mean,
that's
yeah,
the
it's
main
the
one,
only
right?
one. It's
Okay,
the
yeah,
most
yeah.
infamous.
Yeah, let's yeah, you know.
All the memes have already started about, like, you know, bringing her out of her tomb.
No,
Yeah.
she's defrosting.
Defrosting.
Yeah, Anna Carey coming in ASAP.
There was a really good edit I saw from the Lord of the Rings movie. It's like the cave troll scene, except they replaced the cave troll with Mariah Carey.
What?
Remember that scene in the Fellowship of the Ring where they're like in the mines of Moria and they're
Yeah. Wait, why
saying,
they
like,
replace
oh,
the troll with her?
because her song is like the harbinger of Christmas doom, like every year.
It is?
Yeah, it's because it's played so much, right?
I guess so. Yeah, you're right. It is played pretty
Caleb,
often.
I'm
Should
really
get a lot of royalties from
really
that one.
disappointed in your meme knowledge right now.
Hey, look, maybe the way to address the Mariah Carey All I Want for Christmas epidemic is to make a cover of it so that there's other variations going out, you know, and people have options instead of just listening to her version. So who is Josh says, this felt longer than 5 minutes watching this and seeing the rest of you on mute, but visually made it even more awkward to watch. What was needed towards the end for all of you to become backing singers. You had the arms and phones like swaying. Anchor coming to a town near you. I mean,
he's the one that lost the bet.
We could do backing vocals if we really want to help out the homie, but I don't know how much I want to help. You know, maybe what we could try next time. Maybe have some like extra instruments. You know, like a tambourine or something. You know,
I'll
something
get
to
out
like.
my ukulele.
Yeah, I got my guitar. You know, like maybe we could do a whole ensemble.
My ukulele is so out of tune.
That shouldn't be that hard to tune, right? Mine is too, actually.
It's not.
You know what? Maybe what I'll do for Anycore next time is I'll learn how to play All I Want for Christmas Is You on the guitar, and then I'll just play it. We don't use this backing thing, right?
And then you'll be ready when you're singing too.
No, yeah, exactly. I can't be doing it at all. How am I winning a bet and also doing the punishment? Like that makes no sense. That's like egregious.
That's what he's asking for. So who is Josh?
Anyway, and then in our last video, Khan says, quick question relating to Pokemon Go Championship Series. How are the 5th through 8th placements decided? For example, in Vegas, Sceptile Ice and Axon were both knocked down the losers round, but Axon was awarded 5th and Sceptile was awarded 6th according to standings graphic at the end. Yeah, so that's just a standings graphic, but technically speaking, you're right. It should just be tied, right? I don't know if maybe like the Pokemon company will change that down the road.
I think it might be just randomly or alphabetical.
Alphabetical, yeah. It could be that, yeah. So it's so technically speaking, Sceptile Ice did get 5th, right? Because he even posted on Twitter saying like, "Oh, I got 5th," right? Which is true. It's just the standings are, yeah. I don't know why they do that. Honestly, that might be good feedback. I could provide production as well too.
Yeah, because like there are actually 2 people tied for 5th and then 2 people tied for 7th.
But, that's even more important. Yeah, because you might think like, oh, they should all be tied for 5th, but that's actually not even the case either. You know, Dracovish should do that too, because they put 5 through 8, but they should just specify. I don't know. Maybe they just only care about the top 4 because that's the ones that get medals and trophies. But
I thought on Dracoviz
they just do top 5 through 8. They might order it in like the first 2 being the top 5, but they don't specify like their 5th. They do like 5 through 8. They should do 5 in like a bracket and then 7 in a bracket. I think that would be much better in my mind.
All right, tell Anacor he'll get on it in a few years.
I don't know. Someone tell him, but someone tell some Dracoviz people. Anyway, the same applies for Ash and Nash in Nighttime Clash replacing 7th and 8th, but both getting knocked out in the losers rounds 3. Yeah. So those 2 technically tied for 7th.
Yep.
When I look at Dracoviz, like let's go back since I don't know what the latest is. I'm going back to Gdansk, right? They have 5th placement for both Palasha and Galaxka Bolton.
No, I think Caleb's talking about the graphic.
The graphic.
Oh, yeah.
Not on the website. The website I think is accurate.
The website is accurate.
The website is accurate. But, well, most of the time. But
well, except when the
data's
has data.
If it has data. Yeah, but on the graphic. Yeah, on the graphic. I think they could do something. I mean, but I think this commentary con is just specifically talking about the what do you call it? They're specifically talking about.
They're talking about like the graphic they show on stream at the end.
The graphic they show on stream. Yeah. So,
which is
Okay.
a nice graphic, but yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's just a slight feel. Again, most people don't really care, but it is a slight feels bad for whoever like is put as the lower of the two, even though they're like tied for the higher placement.
I need myself a 7th or 8th place to see if this alphabetical thing is the truth or not, because I actually don't know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, but I need to work on that first. All right, so popping comments. Jen says round tarantula equals tarantula. I see what he did there. All right, also says, I love me some 2 times transfer candy. I have a tag called Tuesday. The Halloween bonus was so great. Yeah, I really missed out on that. And then my guess. Oh, her guess for. She said my guess. Oh, she said because my tattoo. She's like, my guess is a Scroll Trapper tattoo. That
would have been great.
That'd be crazy.
You know what you have to get now.
It's mutually obsessive. He's obsessed with us, but we're obsessed with him. I mean,
you're just showing how much you love him back.
I wouldn't be opposed to getting another tattoo. I just don't have anything in mind at the moment. You know?
Now
How
you
long
do,
did
Scroll
yours take?
Trapper.
How long? How many like hours did it take to do?
Yeah.
It's about like an hour, or maybe 90
Yeah,
minutes.
I wouldn't think it would take very long since it's just the black text.
Yeah. It didn't really hurt either. So, but
No, that's a pretty good spot on your arm.
yeah, I heard the ribs is kind of a little bit more painful. I heard the back could be painful too.
Yeah, I told you that.
Well, I know, but my other friends told me that too. You're not the only person with back tattoo that I know, right? But like my tattoo artist was like, yeah, I have one on my ribs and I'm never going to get it touched up because that thing was just not fun.
Yeah,
but
no, that would suck.
I'm kind of curious though. I kind of just want to experience it just to see how bad it could be.
New bet. If Caleb loses, he gets a Scroll Trapper tattoo on his ribs.
Heck no. The thing is, look, if I even say yes to that, the counter bet, like punishment for the other person's got to be pretty high in stakes. Maybe it's the same thing. And I don't think any one of you, including Anacor, would ever agree to that. Like, there's a world where maybe I would consider it just because I'm that confident I'll win it. But like, I don't think anyone would take me up on that challenge on this podcast. Sure. Like maybe like, like if it was like against Jason, whatever, like he would take it because he's going to beat me in GBL every time. Right.
There we go. Best Bastion player bet.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I was the best Bastion player in our group, that's for sure, in Pittsburgh. But Jen also says, Kaz is right. If you continue to express interest in Lord of the Rings, you will be roped into an extended edition movie marathon with themed meals timed with the movie. Yep. Kaz, Mel, and I actually did that. Wait, what?
Yep.
Wait,
so
Mel like Pokemon Mel?
No.
Okay. Okay. I was like, when did Mel like meet you and Jen for a Lord of the Rings marathon? That's pretty.
We did a trip to New York. Jen, our friend Melissa lives in New York, and we.
Dude, you don't have to rope me into this. This sounds like a great time already.
And there was like the first full day we were there. It was actually snowing, so we couldn't really like go out and do anything. So what we did was we had a extended edition Lord of the Rings movie marathon, back-to-back movies, right? And we made all of our meals timed with the movies, like Hobbit meals. So breakfast, 11 C's, luncheon, tea, and then dinner and supper, right? And we did them all themed to the movie. So we had Bilbo's breakfast pancakes, which were funfetti pancakes with strawberries and cream. And then we did, our, what was it, like brunch or whatever? It was like sausages with tomatoes and potatoes and everything. And then we did cheese plate for one of the lunches, like to time with like the Elvish realm stuff, like when they're in Rivendell, did like cheese and fruits and salads and stuff. And we had like Denethor's dinner, so the roast chicken with the tomatoes and everything, and it was very good.
All right, let me know when the next one is. I'll be there. I've never seen the extended edition actually of all of them. I know I haven't, but I will say
he's falling right into the trap, Jen. Like we don't even have to try. He just walks right.
There's no trap. I'm like, take me. All right,
I'm ready. Next year at Worlds, instead of watching K-pop Demon Hunters, we're doing the full movie marathon.
Steve is about to crash out so hard.
It's gonna be great because like knowing me, I'm gonna take a few naps. I'm gonna wake up. I'm wake up for the meals and then just take another nap, right?
Yeah. How much of K-pop Demon Hunters did you even see?
I've seen enough. I know the general gist, but
every time look over, Caleb's sleeping.
Yeah, we literally have a photo that we took
of
like, you sleeping and me and Steve like making faces.
It was a long night. Okay, what do you want me to do? I was up late talking to what's her name, Faye and Tom Cruise. In the hotel lobby.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't know if I mentioned this on a podcast or not, but one of my friends, she's a big Lord of the Rings fan, or she's just like a big nerd in general, right? And she says
I'm right here, Caleb.
Not you. Surprisingly, there's a lot of nerds out there, but you might be like, she might rival your nerdiness, maybe more so actually. She has like,
well, there can only be one. So
she has probably like 7+ anime tattoos alone, let alone other stuff. Like, and some of the anime tattoos are like, okay, if you know Attack on Titan, she has a colossal Titan tattoo, which is like, I don't even know who likes the Colossal Titan. Like, like you have to definitely watch. It's just like, it's like if you had a Pokemon tattoo and you had a giant tattoo of Brock. Like, whose favorite character is Brock, right? It's like almost equivalent of that,
Yeah.
Anyway, she said that she would tell me that whenever she was single, on Valentine's Day, she would just marathon the extended edition of Lord of the Rings every year when she's single on Valentine's Day. She's not single anymore, but so maybe she still does it. I don't know, with her significant other, but it's
I usually rewatch them at least once. Like, maybe not do a marathon, but like I'll put them on at some point, like throughout the year, at least once.
I unfortunately never got to watch it with her, so
I was trying to do it recently, rewatch, because I have the box set edition of the extended versions, and I went to open my Return of the King one, and actually one of the DVD discs was missing, and it was replaced with like, I can't even remember what it was. Was it the Zelda soundtrack? And we were like, how did this end up in here? And my husband was nice enough to order me a new version of the of the extended box set edition. You had already got me the 4K versions too. Listen, like, you just he's over there making gestures to remind me of how nice he is.
This is completely unrelated, but I just saw a tweet from Pocket saying, because he got top 5 at LAIC, I'd say it was a successful experiment, winky face.
Yeah. For a lot of people, it very much was.
Solid subtweet. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. I think that's the last comment. So hey, invite me to the next marathon.
I told you it's going to be at Worlds because Jen's going to come.
I have a question for you after the podcast recording, so let me just remind me to ask you. It's something like crazy, but it's not like relevant to anything. So, all right. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Best luck to everyone at Stuttgart, and to wrap up the tournament, I do know someone that is planning on running a pretty crazy Bastion team at Stuttgart. And I think they have a chance of doing pretty well. I'm just going to put it that way. I won't name names or nothing, but let's see if they stick to that plan or not. But anyway, until then, we will catch you all later. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.
See you guys.